everyone. Hi, everyone. We were in a little bit of a panic mode for a second, but we're back now. And welcome back to Severed Sons Presents Rolling in the Netherdeep. We are excited to bring you a brand new tale of adventure in the lands of Wildmount, in Marquette, and specifically the Bowl of Judgement today. My name is Ron Murphy, Dungeon Master, and around the virtual table we have...
Hey everybody, this is Bill, and I'm playing Orgoth Skullcrusher, your half-orc, half-drow, all-badass, unarmed battlemaster Aryan. I don't know. I gotta throw the barbarian thing out at the end. And I am excited and panicked today.
Orgoth, what's a useless fact?
Well, I mean, sometimes like any fact can be useless, but I think I know what you mean. So, so from what I understand, squirrels, they can't, you can't kill them by throwing them off of a thing. They can't, they survive a fall from like any object,
Like ultimate
no matter how high it is. Because they're so tiny and they don't weigh very much. And so, they actually could fall like 100, 200 feet and they would be fine.
Wow, I did not know that.
It's pretty cool.
Hey everyone, this is Jaiden, not in VTuber form, real life form.
Hi.
Hi. Playing your local reborn wizard of smut, and for a useless fact, hearing is the last sense that goes when you are dying.
That's a perfect Laphus useless fact, yes.
Really? Oh, wow. Fascinating. Hi, folks. Thanks for tuning in. This is Ross. I'm playing Wilvan Grandmane, your Ghostwise halfling battle bard. And a useless fact, bamboo is actually part of the grass family.
That's why there's so much of it in Atlanta. So.
In some places, it's the largest species of grass. Places I've never been like Earth, but here, I'm sure there are larger species of grass. But bamboo is grass.
That's cool.
Hi everyone, this is Jaime. I'm playing North Eladrin Roguelock, and I'm huffing wildfire smoke. This is amazing. So apologies if you hear fans in the background. Useless fact: you cannot sneeze with your eyes open, so that gives me a little bit of a window to steal something off of you.
Don't blink. Dermot, it's impossible to tickle yourself, even though he has tried many times. Because his brothers and sisters would like mercilessly tickle him all the time, so he tried to steel himself against it, but he's actually very ticklish. Io, a sloth's fart does not stink.
Due to their
Beg
diet.
your pardon, what?
A sloth's fart does not stink.
Who stuck their nose near a sloth's ass?
Yeah, somebody
Long
got
enough.
their nose way
It's for science.
too close for science, yes.
We need to know the answer.
We just dropped, this morning, it's on the podcast, we had a little side quest of the Netherdeep pets. And that is now live on the podcast, if you'd like to listen to that and see a little side quest of Ashes and Parker and a few other animals. And hopefully we'll do some more of those with Bill and Ross playing too. So I'd like to have another one of those. That would be fun to do. Are we all ready to jump right in?
Yep.
Let's do it. So last time, everyone's ready. Let's begin today's episode of Rolling the Netherdeep, episode 41, On the Wings of Love. So last time, after Laphus had a unfortunate run-in with Irvin, you prepared and woke up that morning to prepare for the monthly tournament at the Bowl of Judgement in which Orgoth is competing. How do you prepare yourselves this morning? The tournament is going to be starting probably around 10 to 11. And like people start arriving around 10 to 11. The tournament probably starts around 12ish, noonish, and goes all afternoon.
I think Wilvan would get up extra early. Where are we right now? Are we staying at the Cool Flame?
I'm assuming at the Cool Flame, yes.
He might get up early, go down to the bar and request a large breakfast. I'd like eggs, I'd like sausage, bacon, toast. Pretty much, the heartiest breakfast you can manage if you would, and a tray for it if you can.
Of course, of course. Yeah. And Spike, they get the food for you, and Spike just brings it and puts it out, gives you.
Wilvan would then take that, which is probably much larger than he is. Maybe he balances it on his head while holding the sides of it, and takes it to Orgoth's room and kind of kicks the door at a reasonable time to wake him up.
Yeah, come in.
You're gonna have to get the door. Hold on, and he kind of like tilts his head to one side to like balance it and picks his hand off and catches it while he opens the door really quick and then struts in, kicks the door shut with his foot, and he says, "Morning," and drops it.
And Orgoth is on the floor on his back. He's doing like cross crunches. He's already up, like in his prep routine, and he sits up and kind of holds himself up. He's like,
You didn't. Oh, that's really nice, Wilvan. Thank you. You didn't have to do that. Thanks.
I'm your second. Well, what else am I here for? And he plops it on the floor, and he says, "You feeling all right today?"
Oh yeah. I mean, it's this is what I do. This is a competition. It's I think it's going to be a lot of like hard work and a trial, and it's kind of weird though. I'm a little nervous. That's usually not a thing that I feel, but maybe it's because for the first time there's a lot of people that I care about, that I want to impress, that are going to be there. Sure. So I want to do good for me, and I want to do good for you, and for the favorite few, I want us to look good.
Well, I think that makes sense. I'd be more nervous if you weren't nervous. I think it's good to it keeps you on your toes. You can't settle into this one. But you have already won a competition. You've already made a name for yourself and for us. So today, just give it everything you got.
Yeah, I'm confident. Always have to be confident. That's part of the mental and physical preparedness. So I have no doubt in my abilities. But it is just, like I said, it's a kind of a weird feeling. But I'm going to use it. I'm going to use it to inspire myself.
I trust you, friend. You're gonna do great today. He kind of bows out of the room. He says, "I'll leave you to your prep, and I'll be in my room. And when you're ready, let me know." Yeah.
Oh yeah. I'll come by. Thanks for the food, Wilvan.
Come on. Shuts the door and runs down and pays for it, because I didn't say that I did that. So I'm so sorry. That was really heavy. But that
your money is you are we trust you. You've been here long enough.
Appreciate it. It's a big day.
I can tell. We heard him doing jumping jacks or something. It was like,
yeah. He's heavy-footed, but he means well.
I think once Orgoth figured out that his bedroom was like over the kitchen or someplace that wasn't another room, he realized he could get up and do things like jumping jacks, or even take the end of the bed and just do like curls with the bed. So it's like,
as you're doing that, Parker is on the bed, like going for a ride as you're doing the lifts.
Excellent.
North, how do you prepare for the day's events?
I'm just making myself pretty. Going a bit more like post-apocalyptic, a bit more Mad Maxy with the theme.
Okay.
But we're good. We're
Okay.
good. We're just taking this casual. I'm also gonna go up to Orgoth's room, but real quick. I got a
Okay.
little knock on the door.
Yeah. Come in.
I'm just going to stick my head in, throw a little like bottle of like eye drops for your pee test. Close the door.
And he goes over and he picks it up and looks at it. He's not really sure what any of that was about, but he just opens the door and says like,
Thanks, North.
It's for your pee test. Like if you're worried about something,
okay.
you just like sneak it in.
I don't know what I would be worried about or what a pee test is, but okay, thank you.
Lapis, how do you prepare for the day's events?
Same as usual. I'm in my room. I'm reading a book, and Ash is in my lap. And when I hear the commotion going outside, something about a pee test, she is going to take that as her sign that it's time to go out. So she puts on her robes and starts to head on out.
Okay. You see some people kind of coming down from their rooms. Apparently, a lot of people have basically bought out all of the empty rooms at the tavern so they can be closer to the bowl, so they can go out, get drunk, and then just come back to somewhere closer other than have to go all the way across town to get home. So like the bar is just completely, there's like people you don't recognize, eating downstairs, people passing you in the hallway, kind of looking at
There's one room they can't have, and it's mine.
you. They asked you about it. Spike is like, could we rent that room from you? Double.
I'm paying for it. I'm keeping it.
Okay. Just had to ask. You all go downstairs. Orgoth, as you come downstairs, are you wearing anything different, or like are you just going to wear your typical?
no, I'm wearing my armor. I'm wearing what I would typically wear.
Mm-hmm.
Except that I've got this. The only thing that's different is I have this little gray beanie on that Wilvan gave me, and so I'm like, oh, I should wear this morning. That's the only thing I have on that's different.
Okay.
I did give that to you, right?
I think so.
Yeah. So the owner,
If you did, I'm wearing it. If you didn't, I don't have it on. How's
I think
that?
I did. I mean, I meant to if I didn't.
the entire staff at the Cool Flame is downstairs. Then they all applaud you as you come down.
Thanks everybody. Thanks.
And Sky, who's got the blue hair, she's got her, like, she looks really, really nice. She's like all done up. She's like really excited. She's gonna go too, and she goes, okay, say the thing, and the bird goes, bird, go, Orgoth, go. You can do it.
Oh, thanks, bird. Thanks.
My name is
Ember. Ember,
Bird.
right. Thank you, Ember.
Bird. Orgoth, go. And goes in, and Sky goes over and feeds the bird, gives him treats. And he's like, good luck today. You can do it.
Oh, thanks. I'm going to do my best.
So Orgoth, are you meeting Question there? Like, did you just like tell Question to meet you there at the bowl?
I think I did, because it's probably easier for her to get there from where she's coming from. She's gonna do a double trip.
Okay.
And we would meet at the bowl.
Awesome. Excellent.
Yeah.
So were you all taking a carriage to the bowl together, or how are you arriving?
I want to go in style. So I'm going to. Oh no, I can't.
You wanted to.
I want to, but I can't. So bad.
Wilvan would look to Orgoth and make sure, just kind of be like, how would you like to get there, to prepare? I mean, would you like to go by yourself? Would you like to to go together as a group. It's your day.
Oh yeah, I've never had to think about that. I usually just go. Um, I mean, it's only 3 miles. Like maybe I would usually even jog, but I don't know. I don't want to get. I like to be prepared, but I don't know. Let's just all go together. I guess that'd be okay. I mean, I have to meet Question out front, so.
Great. And Wilvan will he'll go ahead. He'll hail a carriage,
Okay.
One that's halfway decent looking.
There are a lot of carriages out, and they all have people in them. It's like takes you a while. I'd like you to make a charisma check to try to get enough attention to try to flag one down.
Can I assist in giving like showing a bit of ankle?
Yeah.
I'm showing a bit of ankle.
Yeah, you're at advantage.
Well, I got a natural 20 on
Well,
that first
there
one.
you go.
Bam!
Okay.
Ankles don't lie.
It's Wilvan that shows off the ankle.
Ah,
So as you're like trying to get, it takes you about 10 minutes, and like nobody's stopping. They're all busy. And suddenly this really fancy carriage that's actually like, it's open air, but it has like these screens around it, and you see like magical glimmers like they're kind of like making like a little like light pattern on the top, and it's like up raised up, and like there's a driver, and it pulls up, and the driver gets out and goes to the door and opens it, and this very regal looking woman steps out and is like, "Is this the Cool Flame? Oh, it's such a quaint little place. I heard that Orgoth Skullcrusher, my favorite of the champions, is is that you? Orgoth Skullcrusher! Oh, it is good to see you in person. May I have an autograph?" And she like pulls out a little like autograph book and hands it to you.
Yes, it is very nice to meet you as well.
And he'll reach out and take the book.
Who should I make this out to?
Make it out to Frita Darren. That was just
Rita, Darren.
Yes, Miss Darren to my friends.
Here you are, Frita Darren.
And he hands the book and the quill back, and then he extends a hand, being
Oh,
very
please.
present in the moment, and says,
It is very nice to meet you.
And she shakes it, and she's like looks at her hand like, "Oh, I touched Orgoth." And she's like about 30 and 40s, kind of a cougar a little bit, and she like looks at you and looks at your group and says, "Would you like to borrow my carriage to take you to the bowl? I'm assuming that's where you're going. You look all dressed up, look nice, all of you."
Oh, that's very kind. We are going to the bowl.
Please borrow my carriage. It will take you there in style.
Are you going to the bowl?
I will be.
Sounded
They will
like
come. It does not start until I can arrive and sit in the VIP booth. Are you all sitting in the VIP booth?
we've got tickets based on what Orgoth was given for
Yes,
being a
yes.
participant.
Yes.
Yeah.
I can arrive at any time and get there very easily. The carriage will come back. I have a room rented out for this evening here. I heard that you were staying here, and I was hoping that I'd be able to get to meet you after you have beaten that terrible, terrible man, the Masked Condor.
Oh, well, I didn't know he was terrible, but I'm going to do my best. I am going to be victorious today.
I assure you that you will be. I am very excited. Please, let me help you up. And she kind of like pushes you up into. You have to kind of step up into the carriage. And the funny thing, you just kind of step in. You feel like a little like a little magical barrier for a second, and suddenly you're in cool air.
Oh,
And there's lights kind of coming like kind of on the ceiling, like around the area. It looks, oh, you can see the sky, but you can't feel any heat from the sun or from outside coming in.
Got the AC on.
Oh, this is really nice.
Now,
Can
please,
someone help me in? The stairs are too big. They're too high. And he's like holding
Orgoth will lean down and put his hand out for Wilvan to grab.
Sheepishly.
no, you do not have to do that. Arnie, Arnie. And the driver comes over here and like reaches down. How would you like me to pick you up, sir?
Oh, you won't be doing that. Thank you. And
He's like,
he would much rather take Orgoth's hand.
okay,
So
I'll
he
pull him up into the carriage.
Yeah.
okay. And you feel the air conditioning. All of you get on.
It's nice.
Okay.
Oh, nice, huh?
Traveling in style.
You get in, and Arnie shuts the door. Let me write down her name so I'll remember it. Frida. Okay. And Arnie closes the door, and suddenly a little box opens up behind the driver's seat, and you see this little leprechaun. Like, he's a little tall, and he's got a little like fiddle, and he kind of sits down. Would you like some music to accompany you on your trip today?
Orgoth, it's your day.
No, yes, no, I don't know. Wow. Oh,
What song would you like to
Who?
hear?
who are you?
I don't really
Are
have
you-
a name. I'm just the
Oh.
onboard music. Just call me
Oh.
Bordy.
Oh, okay, Orty. Sure. Do you know, the Orcish war ballad Achrana?
I do. And suddenly it's like ching 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 ching, like really
Okay,
like
yeah.
sawing on the fiddle, and speaks perfect Orcish. And
Wow. I was not expecting this. He's good.
I know a lot of songs. And at the end, the trip only takes just a few minutes, 3 miles, but maybe like less than a half hour, and it's like, and it's once you get there, it's crowded, but they see your carriage coming, and like people actually have like hand of ord at the front gates, and they're moving people aside to let the carriage through, and you get up to the front.
As
and-
we're approaching, like before we like stop and get out, Wilvan, he's just looking at everybody. He's like, all right, now you're representing Orgoth today. So whatever happens, just remember it's his image at stake. All right. Should something come up, should we get all excited about something, just say no to those urges for just a few hours, okay?
Why are you looking at me like that?
Just for a few hours, all right?
Okay. Be stealthy. Got it.
That's
I feel like I'm representing all of us, the favorite few. So it's my honor to be in this position and to do this, because I think the better one of us looks, the better we all look. So I'm gonna win for all of us.
right.
You
You're
know,
gonna win.
if you win or if you lose, I'm sure you're gonna give us a good show anyways.
Yeah, but I'm gonna win though. But yeah.
Yeah, he is.
Do your best.
Go, Orgoth, go.
And Bordy, the onboard leprechaun violinist, goes da 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 bam 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 ba da for you. And it's like victory fanfare. I believe in you. And
Thank you, Bordy.
and
Orgoth is going to reach into his pouch and take out a gold piece, and he's like,
I don't know if this is but here, thank you.
and he hands it to Bordy.
it's like huge coin compared to how small he is, and takes it. He puts it in. He goes over to a little a slot next to his little home and kind of puts it in. You hear it go ching. You hear it hit some coins in a bucket down below. Have a wonderful time, and shuts the door.
That's pretty cool that they've got a little musician on board.
was a bit much. It was a bit much.
The
He
Orgoth
was there.
I don't know Orcish.
Alright.
Was it good? Was it?
No, he was. Yeah, it was really good. Like he was, born speaking it, or yeah, it was really good, and the song was right too. So he knows his stuff.
Seems like you could have asked him to play anything.
Yeah. Hey, maybe if we get to go in this carriage again, like you could all ask him for songs. You should play with him, Wilvan. You guys could jam.
Maybe. Wilvan has a slight distaste, a slight bias against leprechauns that he doesn't speak of, but just as a dramatic irony, that gets under his skin because he's been compared to one for so many years.
The carriage, there's lots of people on the sidewalks, but the Hand of Ord come over to the member of the Hand of Ord comes over to you, Orgoth, and says, and you see the person who's the Hand of Ord has a symbol of the Ord on his uniform, but he also has, you see a scar along his cheek. And he comes up to you and says, Mr. Skullcrusher, I am to escort you to the field. Do you have a second?
Oh, I do. Wilvan is my second.
Woman tries to stand taller.
Do I need to provide an escort to your friends? For your friends?
Oh, they're going up to the VIP booth.
Oh,
it might be
yes.
nice to have someone show them there. Yes.
And you see this woman come over, and she's got like yellow braided hair, like lots of just braids coming down. Comes over, and she's got a little neck scar on her temple, and she comes over and says, "Hello, I'm to escort you to the VIP booth. I'll make sure that nothing happens and you're not accosted by any of the riffraff. Can I help? Anything, refreshments you would like to enjoy as we're walking up there? It is quite a climb."
This early in the day.
Well, we have water if you just wish to have water.
I'll be fine, thank you. I just want to, Ron, I'm just going to keep an eye real quick.
Uh-huh.
What is security looking like? Is it looking like it is boosted? Is it just looking
Make an
like
investigation
something
check.
that would be usual? Investigation is a bit 25.
Nice. Security is tight. There is there's usually like open areas where people can just kind of wander up to like a fence and overlook the field, and you see that area they've raised the fence higher and they have guards walking up and down. It's probably they have about twice as many men.
Hey, dang.
This looks like they're expecting very important people to show up.
Yeah, I was that was my question. Like, do I see anyone that could be like from private guard, any mercenaries, any?
You see if like maybe people have personal bodyguard of one or two, but no more than that.
Okay.
And most of those people end up going to like the upper decks. You see they have like a little private entrance with stairs heading up to the upper deck, which is like one flight, one thing below the VIP booth, which is the highest.
Gonna keep that in mind.
Okay. Ashes is kind of sniffing around. Like there's lots and lots of scents in the air, and kind of yips at you. Yep.
What's up, baby?
And he's just looking around like he's a little nervous with all the people.
It's gonna be okay. And she was holding on to him, but she puts him around her neck.
Mm-hmm.
And just, if you see anything, let me know.
Yep.
And she's also going to look around to see if she notices anyone familiar to her.
Okay, make a perception check.
Probably that's not good. Perception. That's only a 12.
There's so many people. It's really hard to get a good view. It's like you're kind of seeing the people from the circlet walk and a lot of the not I don't want to say lower class. I just want to like there's like your everyday average person from Onkarel, but there's lots of them. This stadium is gonna be packed, but you don't see anybody that looks familiar or with familiar dress.
Okay, so she's just gonna keep heading off to where the VIP area is then.
They take you into past a there's a they take you to the main lobby and then up to a room, like up a short flight of stairs to a room where you see some people kind of mingling, and there's bartenders and there's people like actually like making food. Like you see a lot of actually both of you, you see a lot of people who are like booth sellers, food sellers at the Alluvium district. They're actually like they just brought all their stuff here and they're set up to sell food. And like the VIP booth, they're actually like giving people food, and people like the guards are like, please help yourself to anything. We'll be allowing people into the VIP booth momentarily, and they hand you a little. Which champion are you rooting for today?
Oh, is he asking us that?
Yes.
Oh, Orgoth?
Orgoth, and pulls a little pen and hands it to you. Just wear this, and you'll be allowed entrance back and forth into the VIP lounge. And the pin actually has a picture of the Skullcrusher clan symbol.
Oh,
Ooh.
cute. That's nice.
I stab it in Ashes.
Oh God.
Yeah, Ashes looks very proud. He likes to wear things.
Is it wearing at this point?
It is. Can't feel it. North.
Yeah.
And for you, sir.
Mr. Skullcrusher, of course. But I'm gonna look like, is there like a board or something like with odds?
There is. Yeah.
Oh, I want to look at that.
Okay. It's on the main area. It looks like the masked condor is like all the odds are in his favor. But it looks like Orgoth and Boris Braggart are kind of neck and neck, and they're not really giving the Tabaxi much of a chance.
Yeah. So I name Orgoth, but I'm looking over, so I'm just like extending a hand to receive the badge, but I'm already looking at the odds.
Yeah. So Orgoth, you're standing there, and you see Question run up, and she's wearing a really like flowery sundress, straps like cool. She's got a big sun hat on.
Oh, Quizzle, right here. Oh, wow, you look so pretty today.
Oh, thank you. You look so strong. I'm so excited. Are you nervous?
A little bit, but Wilvan says that's good. That I'm a little nervous. But I'm confident. So
That's good.
I remember you said that's when I'm at my best.
Confidence is sexy. Do you remember that?
Oh, okay, all right. Oh, well.
At that point, Wilvan, who is standing there, like just like awkwardly shuffles like 6 feet away to give privacy.
Wilvan, make a perception check.
12.
In the crowd, you see kind of like a big plume of black smoke, familiar looking black smoke kind of pass behind somebody, and then you see a glimpse of the dragon just kind of passes behind somebody and then disappeared.
That's cool. But Wilvan's he just takes a big breath and just
Okay.
lets it sigh out.
Okay. So what should I is it okay if I come down and see you? Apparently there's going to be I was talking with some people, there's going to be an intermission between some of the fights. I'm not sure how it's going to work.
Yeah, there's I think at the beginning it'll be Boris and Dew of the Mountain and me competing in some contests. And then there's a short amount of time we have before whoever advances then has the competition against the Mass Condor. So I think it's okay if you come down.
Orgoth will turn to the guard that's with them.
Yes.
And says,
my second is with me, but during the break between the first and the second rounds, can my girlfriend come and see me?
She nods and says, the question is like, you did good. And the guard says, yes, of course. Make sure that, and he pulls out a little badge with your symbol on it, hands it to her. So just make sure you wear this, and they'll let you in to see your boyfriend.
Okay. And North and Laphus already went up to the VIP booth.
Oh, so I'll see if I can catch up then. And she leans in, gives you a kiss on the cheek, and says, I believe in you. Go win. Do your best.
I will. I'm gonna win.
Okay. And she like tiptoes, kisses you in the mouth, and then kind of trots inside.
Orgoth has that moment where he's like, kind of like, doesn't even think about it. Like puts his hand up. He's like, oh. And then he's like, he's looking around for Wilvan, who suddenly isn't where he thought he was.
He gives a little wave from a small distance away.
Let's go in. Let's go find out what's gonna happen. I'm starting to get excited.
Suddenly, as he's walking away, time freezes, and from behind you, you hear like the smoke kind of leaning in over your shoulder. Have you figured it out yet?
Look, my entire existence does not revolve around you, all right?
Nothing's really happening right now. I mean, I'm kind of bored. I mean, I can't wait to watch what happens and see your friend get beaten to a bloody pulp. But, if you figured out, I might have another opportunity for you soon. Just yell out the answer. I'll hear it. And suddenly he's gone, and Orgoth's walking away.
Doesn't even listen to my damn answers, and he treads behind Orgoth a little slowly.
Mm-hmm.
But moving on.
They take you to down to the field, and you see there's a little warm-up area with exercise equipment and like bars you can like stretch on. And you don't see the Mass Condor, but you do see Dew of the Mountain, Tabaxi, long, like just tall, slim, and you see her doing like triple flips and like jumping up under the bar with all 4 feet grabbing onto it, swinging around it, and then jumping and doing flips over it. Boris has like a mannequin, and he's taking a broadsword and just kind of like just bashing the flat of it into the and just beating it to a pulp, like just splinters everywhere on the ground. And they kind of look at you as you come in.
Greetings everyone. Boris, we have not met yet, but I am Orgoth Skullcrusher.
Boris, my name is Boris. Good to meet you, Orgoth Skullcrusher.
And Dew of the Mountain, it is good to see you again.
Hi,
it was an honor to fight against the fire and save people, I believe is when I last saw you.
Yes. There was some time ago. A terrible situation, but I'm glad that everything turned out okay. I am excited to... I'm trying to get into my meditative state, so forgive me if I'm short, but have a good luck on today's tournament. And
yes.
I hope that we can be friends afterwards.
Oh, of course, this is a competition. I believe that we will all be even closer and hopefully become friends.
Boris says, we will not become friends. This is not a thing that I do. No friends.
Okay. That sounds lonely.
I have lots of women.
Okay. That still sounds lonely.
If you need one, I can introduce you after the match. But I need no friends.
I have a girlfriend actually. So, but
Good for you.
One is all you need when it's quality, right?
If you say so. And he walks away. Upstairs, you go up are taken up to there's a little landing that leads out onto the upper deck, and then you're taking up a short flight of stairs to a large room, and you see lots and lots of guards here, hand of ord, scar bearers, probably a good 20 people up here. In the middle of the room is a plain wooden throne, for lack of a better word. It's just a bigger chair. There are rows of seats that are close to the edge that look down over the arena. The arena is kind of partitioned off into 4 different areas. And one of the areas, it's tall, probably like 20, 30 feet tall. And there's a big, giant, shimmering magic field over it where you can't see what's beyond it. And you see about 30 or 40 gnomes all running around. And like they duck into the magic field and duck out. And they all have wrenches. And they're like, you see one grab a piece of pipe and run in real quick. And you hear like, hammer, hammer, hammer. And, but there's, you see Io, Dermot. They got here early. Who else? Let's say here. Let me get the list. It's pretty much all the rivals, and Gals is here, and they're all sitting.
The fuck?
Is Irvin here?
Irvin is not here. It's Io, Dermot, Maggie, and Gals. North, you see the dwarf who runs the pet stall.
Oh, fuck that guy. I'm going for my favorite people.
Okay, and there he has a woman dwarf with him, and he has a bearded dragon on his shoulder, and he kind of reaches up and like hands some food to the bearded dragon, eats it from his hand.
Isn't really sanitary. I'm gonna try to sneak it on my buddies.
Okay.
This is what I do.
Okay. So all the rivals there's like, so the way that the VIP booth is set up, there's like 2 rows of like seats that are close to the edge, and then away there are like private tables that have kind of spaced apart where you're not going to really overhear people whispering. And then there's a buffet with lots.
Please tell me there's a betting table.
There is a betting table. Yes.
Heck yeah. Okay.
There's actually a man wearing kind of like a black shirt with white suspenders, and he has a scarf, like a white scarf around his neck, and you see rich people going up to him and putting down large amount of bets. You don't see any money pass. He just makes a note and writes the person's name down.
I'll send you my bets over in private.
Okay.
Who am I supporting? We don't know. But I'm gonna, sneak up on our buddies.
Okay.
Once I'm done with that.
Io comes up to both of you, Lapuhs and North, and says, Lapuhs, have you seen Irvin?
I was going to ask you that.
I haven't seen him in days.
I haven't either. Not since he pulled that shit.
I know.
Oh, I don't think you know.
I'm sorry, man. She says,
Wait, what?
So I don't know why I said she says.
Yeah, I was like, she doesn't know anything.
No, she doesn't know anything. She's like, so what happened?
Well, if you ever see him, he could fucking tell you.
Dermot says, what happened?
Motherfucker was trying to take me out on a nice date. he was way too tired. So I'm like, just go home. And by the end of it, he pushed me on the ground, told me to get away, and he fucking ran.
That doesn't sound like Dermot. That doesn't sound like Irvin. Why?
Sounds like a lot of drama. What the heck is going on?
I have no idea.
Io's like, I feel like I need to go look for him. I just like I thought he was just off doing his usual thing, but him being gone for like a day or 2 days.
2 days.
Usually he checks in, and I thought that he was with you all, but
No, not me.
Oh, do you want to go right now?
I'm gonna see if I can find a mage. I'm sure there's one around here. You can do a message spell. Where's Wilvan? Does Wilvan do magic message spells?
I believe he can, but he's down there with Orgoth.
Okay, maybe I'll see him a little bit later. Dermot.
Or she calls me someone else's name, and then he pulls this shit.
He called.
What?
Oh yeah, he did that, didn't he?
Yep. He called me by a woman. Do you guys know a person named Elise?
No, Elise. Dermot kind of looks funny at you. Make an insight check.
All right, what is my insight? That's a dirty 20.
Okay. Dermot's kind of reacted to the name Elise, but didn't say anything. He just kind of like started.
Oh. Is everything okay? Do you know something, Dermot?
I'm putting some puzzle pieces together, but I am under a holy vow that I can't tell you right now. So I need to go right now and see to find him, because he's obviously in a crisis, and I need to go find him right now.
Do you need me? I can go help.
No. I think that would just make things worse, especially if he called you Elise.
I don't. Eliza, something.
You're under a holy vow to
I have to go. I have to go. And he just takes
Dermot.
off. He takes off. You see him grab his holy symbol and just like holding it in his hand as he runs out the door.
Holy vow of not saying someone's name? Of not talking about someone? That's very strangely precise.
I don't know. I don't know. All I know is that if I see Irvin, I'm gonna fucking punch him. I'm probably gonna stab him.
Can I watch?
Yes.
Downstairs.
See, we're getting off on the right foot this time. Amazing.
She's just gonna sit down by herself and just kind of look very upset.
Okay.
Ron, real quick.
Yeah.
The added security here.
Mm-hmm.
Do they look like they're scar bearers and there's
it's
the
a combination of it's hands of horde
look like
and scar bearers, yes.
More dressed up?
The ones up here, yeah, they do.
Someone's important gonna be here. Okay, cool. Well, let's just try to. Okay. Dermot's gonna find him.
Okay.
He'll be fine.
Downstairs, Sheed Kaltor comes down to meet all of the participants, and he's like, "So, listen up. Here are the rules. There's going to be a test of strength, a test of agility, and a test of endurance. If any of you fail any of these tests, you will not go on to the final round, where you will face the Masked Condor in a King of the Hill battle, the rules of which will be explained before that match starts. There is a stipulation if all three of you fail, so to ensure that we have a fight. So do your best and go as far as you can. Agreed? Orgoth, you are muted.
I was very in my own mind. Agreed.
And Boris says, agreed. And Do nods. The first competition is a very simple one. You'll be carrying large stones in a race. You'll be carrying 3 stones, each getting heavier and heavier. And go as far as you can. Also, make sure that the order in which you complete these tasks is also important to the final competition. Do you understand?
Sure. Yeah, we have to do them in a certain order. Okay.
Yes. Small to big.
Okay.
Small to big.
Right. The rocks.
Yes.
Right, or whatever.
Yes.
Okay.
You'll see. You'll see. But you'll be
Okay,
introduced, and you'll be allowed to say something in front of the crowd before we start the competition. We'll be starting in 30 minutes. And he leaves.
Do either Boris or Dew of the Mountain have seconds with them?
They do not.
Interesting. Okay.
They do not. Boris looks to have a fan club. Or a harem, perhaps. But they're not allowed onto the field, and they're kind of just like as close as they can get without being down on the field. Dew seems to be kind of like, right now she's sitting down, legs kind of curled up, her eyes closed. You hear kind of like a soft purring where she's meditating.
Oh, okay, Wilvan. So, 30 minutes. Start getting the pre-match mindset, and I'm really glad you're here with me. You've been with me almost every step of the way. I mean, except when you're not here, but then you always come back,
Almost.
right? So that's the important thing, right? That's what I've learned. You asked me, like, what have I learned from you? And that's another thing, right? Is that no matter what, no matter how hard things are, well, we always stick together. So that's important to me. And those are the kinds of things I need to pull on, right? I mean, I can tell that Dew of the Mountain is solitary, right? She is in her own space. And I can tell that Boris surrounds himself with people, but none of them are close. And I would rather have a few that are close to me, that I can gain meaning from. And you're the closest. So thank you again for being here.
Orgoth, I'm touched that you asked me, and it's truly my honor to be on this field with you today. I look at Dew, I look at Boris, I see the same things. I see, you're right, that they choose lives that keep them guarded, that keep them in some sort of isolation. But I've met a lot of people like that, and I've been like that in my own past, because for some people it makes you stronger. Being alone and being the only one in charge of yourself and the only one who's responsible for yourself and your own survival. I mean, it forces you to meet the demands of you. but I think that it gives you something to fight for when you do it your way. Gives you a reason to come home at night. But I need you to be careful out there because it can distract you. You said earlier that there's a lot of people that you're trying to honor or to to make proud, whether it be a reputation or what have you. But all of those things are secondary to the obstacle in front of you. And you're young, you've not had and I won't say you've had no obstacles because I would never say that. I know where you've come from, Orgoth, well, as much as you know, I suppose. But I just need you to stay focused out there. Okay. And Wilvan's got a little bit of worry in his eyes. It's kind of like changed from like teaching to like preaching now. But he's like, I keep your eyes on your opponents. Be prepared for anything that they might do. And all these people, all of this noise around you, it means nothing. Okay, it's just you out there, you and your opponents. And you know that you're a smart fighter, but this is new. And I just don't let it throw you. All right?
Okay. No. I hear what you're saying, Wilvan. I will focus on the task.
We, the favored few, will be here at the end of it. Question will be here at the end of it. Whatever happens, we'll all be here at the end of it. Don't add us to your plates. This is your fight.
In Orgoth, you look over to the VIP booth, looking above the crowd, and you can see a woman in a sundress, a big floppy hat, and you see red hair kind of poking out. And she's leaning way over, and she's trying to find you in the crowd down below. Like in the because there's so much stuff on the field, it's hard to tell where you are. And she's just looking. She's like shielding her eyes from the sun.
Question. Don't lean that much. You're gonna.
I'll be fine. I'll be fine.
Just careful.
I'll be fine. You're not my mother. I'm kidding.
I could be. I could very well be.
Wilvan, you hear a voice. Time does not stop. And he doesn't appear, but that was a very lovely speech you just gave.
Wilvan puts a hand up to Orgoth and John. Give me a moment. He'll just turn around.
And then suddenly time freezes, and he's there. Like, just dragon. He's like really fancy, like almost like a tuxedo suit. Black smoke kind of like emanating from his collar. Well.
What?
Do you have an answer for me? For the riddle?
Oh, you're impatient. Say it again.
Oh my god.
Oh yeah, I'd probably put you on the spot like that.
Yeah. Give me a second. If anybody has it.
I have it in short form, so I don't think I have it.
I have the very beginning of it, but I don't.
You sent it to me on.
Okay.
So I think I have it here. If I beat you to it.
Okay. It is. I start the day and end the end, and do the same for your dear friend.
And Wilvan closes his eyes, takes a deep breath, and a small, after like a few moments, a small smile just splits, and he opens his eyes slowly and looks up to meet his eyes and says, D.
Oh, I must make them a little bit harder next time. Oh, I tell you what. If you do a thing for me today, before the end of the competition, before the final blow lands on the loser and the victorious party raises his arm in celebration, I will give you another clue. However, this is what I want of you. Your friends, they're very interesting. I'm really enjoying getting to know them. And I know you told me to leave them alone, but I'm not going to do that. Before the end of the competition, your 3 friends, and you, because I want to hear something just out of your mouth, I want you to have them say out loud to you a real truth. Something true to their soul. Something that no one, and especially you, do not know. And if you can do that before the end of a competition, I'll help you out.
Wilvan says, I think your timing is impeccable.
Thank you.
Several weeks ago, they wouldn't have, but I think today, I think I can do that.
I can't wait to see you try. Be careful out there. And snap, time, he disappears, and time speeds back up.
Wilvan turns back around to whether Orgoth waited for him or not. He turns back around into the present moment and reorients himself with where we're at.
Mm-hmm.
How much time we have before the competition?
Probably a good 20, 15 minutes, so about 15 minutes or so.
He'll walk up to Orgoth and he'll say, "Have you heard any rules, anything barring help from the sidelines? Are there? Has anyone said anything to you about that? Are they watching?"
No one didn't say anything about that.
Both of you make perception checks.
17.
Yeah, 6.
Orgoth, you look over Wilvan's shoulder, and right at the fence line, you see Stig Vicious. He's just staring you down.
And I'll clock him and kind of look back down at Wilvan. I'll be like,
So I don't know if there's rules against it or not, but right outside the entrance is our friend Stig Vicious, and he's giving me the hairy eyeball. So my guess is he's going to try to pull something.
Wilvan, his eyes get intense, and he says, "Where?" And he doesn't turn. He just keeps Orgoth's eyes.
right. And Orgoth will drop his hands down and try to do the point thing. So it's behind Wilvan, so Stig doesn't see. But
Wilvan nods, orients himself with what's in front of him, in the stands, and that's but he actively does not turn around.
Okay.
But he says, "You'll be prepared out there. I've got your back out here. My eyes are open." Wilvan will then leave Orgoth. He'll kind of take his lead on whatever prep, whatever he wants to do. But before right before the bell rings,
mm-hmm.
he'll have another conversation.
Okay. Upstairs in the VIP booth, it's gotten crowded, and you actually see North. You see your mother come in.
Hi.
And Mitchell's there, and the kids who climb all over you.
Oh, yes. Hi.
And she comes up to you and says, "Is your friend gonna win?" I placed a bet on him.
I did too.
That's good. Come here.
I mean, that's not the only bet I put, but
hedging your bets, of course, like I trained
of
you.
course. Mm-hmm. I mean, you say you bet on him, but
I put a small bet on the Tabaxine.
there we go.
You know, if she happens to win, I'll make a bit of cash. So
Apple doesn't fall too far from the tree, you know.
the kids are like jumping up and down and like really yelling. Lapis, you're sitting down, and this teenage girl comes up to you and sits next to you. Someone you've seen before. She's like, "Hello."
That you would be in your little castle or something.
It seemed like this was the place to be today. How are you?
Not great. Not great.
Oh, what's wrong?
I don't know if you would understand. I don't know if you have anyone, but it's boy trouble.
It has been quite a long time since I've had boy trouble or girl trouble.
Regardless, I have some information for you.
What is it?
And Lapis hands them both cards that she got. The one from Vinny and the one from Tatters.
Got it. Okay. Was Vinny's activated? I know Tatters was activated.
Tatters wasn't.
Tatters wasn't. I never... Okay. No, so both of them are not activated. And looks at both of them. It's like, oh, holds them up for a second to the light. Different. She takes them both. Kind of hides them. Should we talk later?
About that?
Yes. Seems like you have more information to impart.
At least the ones that with the white card, if I remember correctly, they are in the oubliette. Your favorite place.
They're what?
From what I heard, they are making their way around underground and through the oubliette.
Will you excuse me for a moment? And she stands up, goes over to Rahi, takes her hand and just drags her to the back. Like Rahi is in like entertainment mode, and she has like a lot of her gnome waitresses like taking care of people, and she just like the teenager grabs her hand and then drags her. Okay. Down below, Orgoth. Sheed Cultor. Looks like he's going to be calling, like he's got a magical device with him, a wand. It's basically doing the wand, speaking to the wand to amplify your voice. And he's just holding it to his side. He says, it's about to start. There's a platform there. I'm going to introduce all of you there. And the masked condor will be there as well. I'm not sure where he is right now, but you are muted.
I have a quick rules question.
Yes.
Is there anything that prevents people from like doing things from the stands, or
no,
is that just a part of it?
No one is allowed to interfere in this competition, the finals.
Okay.
I promise you.
But you got people watching for that, because
and you look around and you see there are like the scar bearers who are serving as referees, and hands of Ord guardsmen looking. So I believe we have it covered.
Okay. All right.
If we have to reset, or if something occurs, we'll make sure that no advantage is gained from it.
All right. That is fair.
And he jumps up onto the stage, and the crowd goes wild. Up in the VIP booth, it gets kind of quiet as people, and the betting booth, the table is like, no more bets, no more bets. Anything? Last call. Okay, bets are closed. And Sheed Kaltor holds the microphone up and wand up and says, and it just reverberates through the bowl and says, "Welcome to the Day of Judgment." And everybody goes, "What?" Shouts, and they, people stand up, and he like lets the crowd kind of get quiet for just kind of like milks it. He's like, "Come on, more," and I'd like you to introduce you to the challengers. First up, we have Dew of the Mountain. And she runs out, does like a 20-foot triple flip onto the platform, lands superhero style, her tail kind of slashing out. And everybody's like, "What?" And he hands the microphone, the wand to her. And she's like, "Good day. I will do you proud. I will do my family and my tribe proud. I will win this competition, despite all of you naysayers, and despite of all of you." And looks at Boris and Orgoth, and you just see this like angry like growl, like you see her teeth bared. And she takes the microphone back and says, "And now next we have Boris Braggart." And he just kind of stomps onto the stage, and you hear like hoo, 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 like chants coming from the stage. And he takes the microphone and it's like, "Good day. I will win. They will lose. End of story. Then we have drinks and women. All are invited." And he leaves. And finally, we have Orgoth Skullcrusher. And then you see Question up in the VIP booth, leaning way out, waving her hand.
I'm gonna hold her by like the back of the neck, like just like the neck of the dress at the back.
It's like, "Sweetie," and he hands you the microphone.
And I think as he goes to hand it to me, I want to position his hand so he's holding it, so both my hands are free.
Mm-hmm.
And Orgoth reaches across and touches his shoulder and transfers the ink from the tattoo to his hand.
Mm-hmm.
It says,
"I am here today to engage in competition."
and he comes up and starts by dividing it and doing the wipe across his eyes
Mm-hmm.
towards his temples. His black ink spreads.
"I am here today to honor my friends."
And he pulls the 4 lines down from the eyes.
Mm-hmm.
He transfers that last bit of ink to his thumb, and as he puts it below his lip to draw the blue line down his chin, he says,
"I am here to honor my family."
and then he takes the microphone from Sheed and says,
"And I am here today to honor my clan. Skullcrusher, 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 Skullcrusher.
And people are just
tries
like
to-
chanting and shouting and like big scream.
and then he takes Sheed's thing, and like right as Sheed goes to grab it, he just drops it.
I'm gonna roll for Sheed. 4. It just clatters. It makes a like, reverb sound. He grabs it off the floor. Sorry about that. We get a little rambunctious down here. Our competitors are ready. The challengers are ready. But let's introduce our champion. And he points to the skies. And from above the VIP booth, you see the masked condor, tall. He's in plate mail. And he's like got his arms outstretched. And then suddenly from his back, these glorious radiant wings, boom, pop out. And he dives and flies, Azamar,
Does
and
anyone have a dispel magic?
and he lands on the platform, and people just go ape shit, and they're like, women faint, and they're like, ah! And he takes the microphone and says, "I apologize for our showy entrance, and I know that this will be a great competition. I have been watching our friends learn and work out and train so hard for the past month." He goes up to you, Orgoth, holds out his hand. He's like, "May the better man win. May the better person win," and shakes it. And goes
Orgoth
up to
shakes his
Boris, and Boris just like shakes it hard, and you see them kind of gripping very, very hard. Like Boris is trying to do the grab the hand and pull it toward him. Bullshit. And it does not work because
Bullshit.
yeah, and he just holds it steady. And he goes up to Dew of the Mountain, does a little bow, holds out his hand, and Dew takes it and grabs. And Dew leaves a little scratch mark on his wrist. He's like, "Oh, it's going to be like that, isn't it? I will be watching, and I look forward to seeing all of you in the finals. Good day." And he just walks off. The wings kind of disappearing. Sheed Kaltor, "Our first strength, test of strength." And you see these 3 lanes, and there's 3 rocks. There's like a small rock, a medium rock, and a big rock. And you have to like lug it all the way down the path and back and run back. So what we're going to do is do a strength check, dex check, strength check, dex check. Wilvan's the second. So Lapis and North, do you want to roll for Dew of the Mountain? And
Yes.
And Boris, who wants to do who?
I'm gonna take this shit head.
You can take Boris.
I'll take Dew.
Okay. So
as they're like getting like heading that direction, and they've
Yeah.
been released and everything, Wilvan will kind of like trot up to catch up with Orgoth, and he'll be like, "All right, now keep your wits about you. You're gonna do fine. I'm excited for you." And he's patting him on the lower back. He says, "Everybody around here is excited for you, but remember the obstacle right in front of you. Yeah."
Yes.
And Wilvan, he gives a little like pat on his drum, and that's a bardic inspiration for Orgoth.
Okay.
And as he falls
Nice.
back into his place.
Nice. North, Boris has write this down, a
Yes.
+8 to athletics,
Okay.
a +4 to acrobatics.
Wait, +8. I'm sorry, my hand is okay. Acro
Acro is +4.
+4.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And he has a +2 to dex, +4 to strength, and +2 to con.
Dex 2. Strength 4.
Yes, and con +2.
Okay, cool.
The Dew of the Mountain has a +5 to dex.
+5.
+5 to dex, +2 to strength, +2 to con, and has a +9 acrobatics, and a +4 to athletics.
Wait, so +5 dex, +2 strength, +2 con.
Yes, and then for those stats for the checks.
Yeah, but what were the rest?
Acrobatics is +9, and athletics is +4.
Okay.
Okay, so the first stone is a strength check, +12. DC is 12. So use an athletics roll for this. We'll do Boris, do Orgoth. So go ahead and roll. And the crowd starts cheering as you reach down and you like start picking up the stones. You see Dew, her claws come out to give her a better grip.
You claw.
Okay, so North, what did you get on the athletics?
Boris rolls 23.
Oh, guys.
Wait, you said strength, right? Not athletics.
Did I say strength check?
You said strength.
Strength check. Yes, just a straight strength check. Sorry.
Then straight check is 19.
19. Okay.
Dude is a +8, or just did an 8.
8. Okay. With the claws, it's like she's just barely getting it up. Orgoth, what do you get?
24.
24. And so you get it, like you carry it down, and this is pretty easy. Like you're able to move pretty fast, and you get down, and there's like a little finish line, and you just toss the stone over the line. So, and Dew is falling behind. So she's able to move it. It's just like she's falling way behind. Second round, the DC for this one is 14.
Still strength check?
Yeah, strength check.
I should not be rolling for her.
Oh no.
It's getting worse.
No.
But I guess that means good for Orgoth. He's
Mhm.
winning.
That's what we want.
Boris rolls 22.
Nice.
A 6.
6. Okay.
I have a 15.
Okay. You're able to get, the DC was 14. She gets about halfway down the second, and she just drops the stone. And it was like, people are like, dude, you could do it. You could do it. She's like, I was not made for carrying. And the last stone, you go run back, and the final stone, have Dew make another strength check on the second stone to try to get it the rest of the way. Do you have a dice jail there?
7.
7. Okay.
Her strength is shit. I never use strength for Laphus, so I never have to worry.
Okay. The Orgoth and Boris, make your final check.
What's the DC? Is it
16.
16?
Yeah.
That was close.
Boris pops vein in neck is a 15.
Okay.
25.
Okay, Orgoth.
Yeah.
So I'd like do have her make a athletics roll. She's trying to try something fancy here. She's going to try to like lean down and push it and roll it instead.
Mm.
That's a 23.
Okay. She's able to finish. She comes in last, but she manages to complete the task. So she's not eliminated. But so right now it's Orgoth first. Boris second, and Dew. And you see like there's these side bets on like down below. They're not happening in the VIP booth, but you hear people outside on the landing below, like they're making side bets for each of these individual competitions. And people just made a lot of money. So, because people are trying to bet on Dew to try to get like really, because the odds for her are not very good, and people are like wanting to make money off of her winning, see if she can. So you have like about 10 minutes before the next competition, and they bring you to the next section, and it's the section with the you see this weird kind of, what's it in Dune, where like there's like the shield where it's kind of blurry over something. It's like you can't see through it. You can kind of see weird metal contraption through it, but it's like it's hard to see through like the magical masking field. And there's lots of gnomes, and the gnomes are kind of standing at attention, like very proud of their handiwork. And Sheed Kelto's kind of coming over there. Upstairs, you see actually Jamon comes in, followed by Rarahi, and Jamon comes in, and everybody like stands up, and they kind of like give them a nice low bow. And it's like there is no need for this. I'm just here to enjoy the competition like everyone else. And the hand of Ord escort him to the plain throne in the center of the room. And he sits down, tucks his feet underneath him.
Whenever he came in,
Yeah.
and everybody bowed, Lapis just still sitting there. She just looks over and just does a...
Rarahi comes over and says, His Excellency would like to see you and your friends after the competition, if that is convenient to you.
Yeah. I'm sure they would love to meet the great Jaman.
You need to give him more respect.
Sure. I'm respecting him by giving him my attention.
Oh, okay. And she just kind of like slowly walks away, like, okay, this bitch. North, what are you doing?
Well, I have a problem with authority, but my mom raised me right and she's right there, so I don't want to like embarrass her. So like the bow was maybe half there.
Yeah, okay.
Like not as low as everyone, but still like respectful.
Got it. Okay.
Like I'm pretty sure I got like a little like smack behind the back to just like go lower and nah.
Okay. Sheed Kalto cuts up on the stand and is like, for our next competition, a test of agility. And suddenly the gnomes raise their hands and the illusionary wall disappears. And you see what for all intents and purposes is a roller coaster. And it's like this metal contraption that does this loop. And there's these stairs going up to a landing. And there's this cart. And the cart looks like kind of like a skateboard, only it's kind of like attached on the wall. And on the skateboard are these like boots. And it looks like you strap yourself in. And you see on the side of the railing are all these like boxes and like things, and you see like gates, and it looks like you're going to have to dodge and dodge and try to keep from getting knocked off. Sheed comes over and tells you the rules. The rules are, he says, so the first time you get hit, you will be knocked upside down. The contraption will turn you upside down, and the contraption will still move you through the maze of pipes. The second time you get hit, one boot will loosen, and the third time you get hit, you will fall. Do you all understand?
Please repeat slower. Just kidding.
And he does repeat it. For example, and you see a gnome, and he's got a little like stunt costume on, a little helmet, and a little like one color jumpsuit, and he gets onto, and you see the apparently this gnome is like a favorite of the crowd, and the crowd's like cheering him. It's like, go, 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 and he like straps himself into the little skateboard. It's like just a narrow board with the boots built into it, and he puts the boots on, and he like, it starts moving and it starts going down this hill and starts through the pipes, and he like ducks, and there's like this pipe that comes out, and there's like this boxing glove that comes out, but he ducks it, and he comes around a corner, and suddenly this hurdle, like he's supposed to duck under, he does, and it hits him, and the whole thing magically knocks, that's a great name, by the way, knocks him upside down and flips around so he's facing forward again. And so, but he's like, his face is getting red, and they're like, no, you can do it, and they're shouting for him, and he like ducks, but he's getting dizzy, and he's like, oh, it's like, finally it hits him once, and a boot comes loose, and suddenly he's like spinning, and he's like, suddenly a big net hits him, and it's like, he falls down and lands in the sand below, and they're like, shouting at his failure, and he gets the net off, and he's like, looks scratched up and hurt, but he's like, he's jumping up and down, and all the gnomes are like politely applauding him. Yes, there are totally Fritz Whizzlepop dolls at the concession stand. This guy's name is Fritz Whizzlepop. Do you have any questions after seeing that demonstration?
While he was going through all of that,
Yeah.
Orgoth would have been studying the route
Mm-hmm.
that it was on to see if there's actually anywhere on it where it would be advantageous to be upside down.
There is. It's toward the end.
Okay.
Yeah.
And I want to try to.
Yeah. There's
mark
actually an
that.
area. It looks like you were watching. Make an investigation roll, actually.
Investigation. 15.
15.
Total.
The it looks like towards the end, the net that caught him came from above. So it looks like if you actually, it came from below and kind of like got shot up. So it looks like if you go down at a certain, like, you're like right as it's coming up and go down, you'll like, if you're up and you're still up and the net comes at you, if you're down, it'll completely miss you, like the timing of it. But he was down all already, and was just like too far into the path. He got caught by the net. But I think there is a way that if you go down, you'll have an easier time missing it.
Right. I'm going to try to mark where that is then.
Okay.
And attempt to use that.
Okay.
Assuming I'm still upright by the time I get there.
Who would like to go first?
Actually, as the contestants are readying, Wilvan, his window is closing, I guess. So
Yeah.
he takes out the sending stone, and turns around like as if to go make a private phone call.
Right.
So and doing so is doing two things. One, he's trying to contact North, and two, he's trying to get eyes on Stig, because he has not actually seen him yet.
Make a perception check.
That was on a 20 and it moved to 8, so 9, 10, 11, 12, 13.
13. You see him. He's in a area close to the bottom, like the first row of the stands.
Mm-hmm.
At an area where you see him kind of like, make an insight check. Now that you've caught him.
Oh, my insight's great. Thank God. 15.
15. It looks like he's timing. He's like observing the guards. He's watching the guards who are at the front of the, like on the inside, the other side of the fence. Like he's probably going to try to jump over.
Then Wilvan is going to, while he's contacting through the sending stone, he's going to reposition himself in such a way where his peripherals can catch Stig.
Okay.
He doesn't want him to be on his 6.
Okay.
So as he's walking, he'll say, North, oi, North.
Hello? Wait a sec. I'm probably holding Trevor up so he can see properly.
Yeah.
It's like, give me a sec. Hello?
Orgoth.
Yes. Yeah.
North. All right, listen. I know there's a lot going on today. I know that you're up there watching Orgoth and you're cheering him on. That's great. But listen, I had a visit from my dragon friend, okay?
Okay.
And I've got a stipulation that by the end of this competition, so before the final arm is raised in victory, I need you to do something for me, and I need you to pass this on to Laphus.
I told you I'm not someone who unalives people.
Just, can I tell you first?
Yeah.
So all it's asking for is a real truth.
Well, I look around. Sorry about that. Phone call. Sorry about that. Yeah.
You got that out of your system?
Not exactly.
Listen, it doesn't need to be anything incredibly revealing about yourself.
Yes, it does.
But all right, scratch that. It might need to be a little revealing, but it just needs to be honest. All right. Now, I know that's asking a lot, so I will literally.
There's so many people up here. Let me come down.
I don't know if you're allowed on the field. There's fences down here that the guards are gonna. You can't hop the fence.
You look over and Sig's gone.
Son of a bitch! I gotta go. Just tell Laphus, please. And click, whatever click there is to a sending stone.
Hey,
You got the special
Laphus.
folding.
Yeah,
Folding.
right.
An old Nokia.
I love that.
Our sending stones look like Nokia phones. It's canon now.
Indestructible.
Yes,
Mhm.
absolutely excellent. Hey, Laphus.
Yeah.
Got a little message from Wilvan.
Oh, how's he doing?
Can we just like go over where there's like not as many people?
Yeah. Are we gonna unalive people?
No, we're not.
Oh, okay.
We're just gonna plop Trevor on his dad's lap.
Okay. So this is when they're going to like get hit and fall, and hopefully they won't break their arms. It's like I want to see them break their
Bye.
arms. Yeah.
Just like dragging over to a corner where there's not as many people.
Mhm.
So he's got you know, like the friend that we had to impress the other day.
We have a friend.
That's, you know how loosely I can use that term, right?
Yeah.
Yeah, his little like, you know, buddy that we don't see but he sees.
Oh, the not dragon.
That, yeah. So it asked him like to get a deep truth out of us. Yep.
Everybody gets quiet again. Kind of looks over.
Sorry, she just told a joke.
And it was Yep.
All right.
Before the winner is declared. He's got a time crunch on that. Like, now I don't want, like, we're just starting to like try to give this a chance. So I'm gonna let you have like that stone, and if like you want to tell him that, you go for it, and then I'm gonna go and do my thing. Like, you know, I'm gonna let you have your privacy.
I have my own stone. It's fine.
Okay,
Here.
Can you talk to him with that one though?
No, but I could. I mean, we can't go down there and just whisper
No,
to him.
evidently we can't.
Friends and family plan the sending stones.
Only $49.99 a month.
You get 5 sendings a month.
That's it. Get robbed.
It's
So yeah.
I mean, here, you do it first.
But he
No, it's fine. Here, and she gives it over to North. They talk to you first. I mean, I'm not gonna be around.
Okay.
It's gonna be between you and Wilvan.
Heck. Okay. I'm gonna take my sending stone.
okay.
I'm gonna rehash in my head what I want to say, but Wilfred said he had something to do, and I'm gonna ask someone, like, you know, like one of the attendants, like, is if there's like a little place where people like, if I can go number 1 somewhere.
Of course, there's a private chamber just up there, and like there's little side stairs kind of going up to the roof.
Excellent. I'm actually gonna go number 1.
Okay.
Then I'm gonna wash my hands before picking up the stone. Hygiene is important. All right, so you know, I don't know what's. I gravitate towards bad people because I don't think I'm good people.
Oh, I'm sorry. The sending stone was in my pocket. You're gonna have to say it again.
I said it. You don't know.
No, I missed it. You have to say it again.
I think you're fucking stupid for making that joke right now. I'm sure you heard it. Please tell me you heard it.
North. It's all right. Thank you. You have no idea how much it means that you're willing to tell me that.
I'm not answering. No.
Wilvan won't push it. He'll
The dragon
click.
will. Was that a deep truth? Was that a really deep truth? I mean, didn't you already know that about her?
Well, I mean, what one speculates and what one knows about someone are two completely different things. Whether or not it's the same thing, I did not know that.
I think the fact that she confessed it what makes it count.
Okay, well, how about you stop putting rules on after the fact? You've told me all the stipulations. I'm doing it. I'm in the middle of it. You can't change it now.
He just laughs and fades away.
I'm gonna come back. I'm gonna drop my sending stone in Lapus's lap. I'm gonna sit back in my spot. I'm gonna take the kid back and just like rest my forehead against his neck, like.
Hey, make a perception check.
God. That's cocked. Perception. 19.
Nomi comes over to you.
Yeah.
And you see she kind of like opens up her purse, and it's filled with jewels and money, and she closes it.
Oh God. Oh God. I created a monster. Just keep that close.
Here, could you hold my purse for me?
No.
Annie North?
No.
And she just drops it in your lap. Hands it to
I slide it under my neighbor's chair.
Okay.
It's not me.
Lapis.
I grab the stone and I just stare at it. And I go up to where North went. Not really in the restroom. I don't need to go. But I'm like outside of it and just in like a little quiet area. Make sure there's nobody really around. And I stare at the stone for a while. Kind of put it in my pocket. And I give myself like probably like a good 10, 15 minutes.
Okay.
Before I finally just... Right, he stood up for me. He's helping me. And then I just lift up the stone. And without really saying or giving any context, I just say, I never trusted anyone but him. And that was what fucked me extremely hard. And I just leave it at that.
Okay. Any response, Wilvan?
Just so she knows that he got it, he'll just a quick thank you.
Oh, she's a juicy one, isn't she?
Wilvan, is he just a voice or
just a voice? Yeah.
Wilvan doesn't say anything.
Okay.
He doesn't want to give him the satisfaction.
Okay. Lapis, while you were up there, North, so you're sitting there with the ill-gotten goods.
No, I'm not sitting. The ill-gotten goods have been slid under my neighbor's chair.
Not only are they a good thief, but they've also gotten good at implicating someone else in the crime.
that's not okay.
You did this.
You're sitting, like, doing whatever, and you're watching the preparations, and they're strapping to the backseat into the boots. When suddenly, through the back door, a man with stringy red hair and red robes comes in and takes a seat in the back.
I am trying not to hyperventilate, but who's sitting next, like, on the seat that I did not slide stolen goods under?
Who's sitting on the other side, or?
Yeah, on the side that I did not like just throw a bunch of shit under.
It's just like a. Um,
Is it my mom? Is it Mitchell?
it's
Is it
Mitchell. It's Mitchell because the kids. Yeah, Mitchell.
Mitchell has a hand on his like forearm,
Mm-hmm.
and the nails are digging in there.
Ow! Ow!
And I'm just like staring ahead, just like something's not going right.
Okay. Um.
Because I don't exactly right. Wait a sec. Remind me, in the papers that I got, was there anything saying that Wolcott was there and that he witnessed anything?
No, they couldn't find him afterwards. Yeah.
So I don't know that he's seen
There,
her.
there were records. He wasn't found on the location. The records had that he teleported away.
But I don't have records that he may have seen Lapis, right?
No, there, none of that is in the paperwork. In fact, it remarked on how polite he was and how pleasant he was to talk to.
So okay. Because like on one side, that's a like we know that's a big gun right there.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe she'd like to know that this guy is there, but on the other side, I don't know how like implicated that was.
So the crowd gets loud as the gnomes are like taking the last like precautions, and you see green flags go up all over the course as the gnomes are like saying everything's ready, everything's reset. And so, Dew of the Mountain, I'd like you to make. This is going to be acrobatics for you.
Okay.
So you take off, and there's a series of bars that she has to like dodge under and above and like kind of side to side, and all kind of like the boots kind of like lean, like they have like they're kind of like on a hinge where you can kind of lean with them. They're not like locked up like
Yeah.
snowboard boots.
Yeah.
So make a DC 13 acrobatics.
That is a 28.
Yep. And so it's easily like her tail just kind of even like her tail kind of whips around and like kind of curves around, like missing it completely. Comes around and goes down. Make a DC 15 acrobatics.
21.
21. There's like this is the area where there's like things being punched out and boards and like actual punching gloves, boxing gloves. Make another one, DC 17.
That is another 28.
Okay. The third one, there's like things kind of falling. Like there's actually like things like a box, and there's like old shoes and boots and just things falling on, and they just kind of hit and get pushed to the side, and she just kind of like dodges our way around them. This is gonna be two more. DC 19.
Another 28.
Nice. The net comes out and kind of like fires up, and you see it start to come at her. Make a DC 21 to avoid the net.
That was my third night rolled 19 in a row, so that is
Damn.
another 28.
Fuck. Okay. She kind of like just leans back, and the net just goes over, kind of like over her face, and just kind of like scrapes. You see her whiskers kind of like push to the side. Make a final DC 23.
That is 23 exactly.
Wow. Okay. It comes.
Wow.
There's like a spiral. So you come in, and suddenly it just goes a little corkscrew. And there's like things coming at all angles on the corkscrew, and it like whips up, and she like her hair is kind of like all to one side a little bit because she's spinning one direction, and it comes to a stop and like screech, and the crowd goes ape shit. Like,
that makes up for the shitty rolls I did in the last one.
Oh yeah. So Dew got, like, she made it all the way, all upright the entire way. So North, let's do Boris's.
Boris not very dexterous.
No. The first one.
It's acrobatics, right?
Yes, it is acrobatics. Yes.
That's a 6.
Okay. He does this. He just kind of crosses his arms, and the first one kind of like clicks against him, and it like just flips him and turns him up around.
He's still got his arms
He's still got his
crossed.
arms crossed. He just like broke against his chest, barrel chest. Make a DC 15.
That's a 9. Wait, no, that's a 10.
The one boot loosens, and now he's spinning. Make a, and this is
Does he still have his arms crossed?
Yeah, yeah.
Excellent.
DC 17.
A disadvantage, you
A
said?
disadvantage, yeah, because he's spinning.
Mm-mm.
And
No, that's
punching
like a
luck-
12.
Yeah, the one board gets kind of shot at an angle and just hits him. He kind of spins and does a little phew and just like falls into the sand as the last boot releases him.
I like to imagine him lying on his back in the sand with his arms still
Yeah,
crossed.
he's still crossed. He's like, I knew
See,
that.
I was thinking his whole top half of his body is in the sand while his legs are sticking out.
And Orgoth, your turn. They strap you in.
Would Wilvan know like how like has it been too long to use his bardic inspiration? Has it expired? It says 10 minutes on here, so
I
like
think
if
the
it-
I think resetting the course
Mhm.
is going to take time. So yeah, I think
Sure.
it expired. Yeah.
Okay, then he'll do it again with another drum. It's within 60 feet, so he'll give him another bardic inspiration.
Okay. So Orgoth, you're strapped in.
Okay.
Okay, acrobatics.
The first one is a 24. An 18 on the dice.
24.
Oh, yeah.
Okay. And you just kind of dodge side to side, side to side. Okay, second roll.
Wilvan's like a mom at a diving meet, like cringing with every turn.
DC.
And I think Orgoth is very much, when you look at his body language, it's almost like he's in a defensive, like boxing type pose where he's doing a lot of the,
Yeah.
like maneuvering out of the way of punches. That's how he's kind of envisioning staying out of the way of things.
Oh, yeah.
All right, what's
DC
the
15,
second test?
Yes. Yep, you're still upright.
What's the DC who?
15.
I rolled a 15. Exactly.
Nice. Okay. So a board kind of comes out, and you just kind of like turn your body right at the last second.
Okay.
The DC 17.
And let me know when I get to the one where if I get hit, it's puts me under to avoid the net.
Yeah,
right?
I'll let
Okay.
you. It's on the fourth
Okay.
one. Yeah.
Okay. DC 17, 15, 21.
21. Nice. Okay. Here's the third one, right? DC 17.
That's what I just did.
Oh, sorry. So this is the fourth one. DC 19.
Okay.
And this is the one where you're needing to go under to avoid the net.
Okay. So I'm gonna let it hit me then.
Okay. So
right? 'Cause
basically,
I want it to
before
hit me, so I go under.
Yeah. So right before you
Yeah.
get it, you like, and Calto is like, looks like Orgoth is using some strategy, and suddenly you let the pole right before the net thing drop you under, and the net just like sails over your head as you like dive under, and so you're hanging down. So you have that was the 21. This is the 23. This is the
God.
corkscrew.
It's a 21. I'm gonna use Bardic Inspiration.
You also have regular inspiration, right?
Yeah, but I'll use the Bardic one first.
Yeah.
And 5 more, so 26 total.
Yeah.
Wilvan.
So you're still, as it gets to like you corkscrew, but like it's kind of weird because you're on the inside of the corkscrew, so it's harder to kind of balance. But then you get up and it like flips you up, phew, and you come to a screeching halt, and everybody goes crazy. So the order of Nomi, then Orgoth, and then
Nomi? You
sorry,
do?
She's
Nomi.
so good.
I just
She's
wrote
that
down.
good.
Damn! It was her the whole
It was
time.
dude.
13-year-old is
Dude.
kicking your ass.
I just wrote underneath. No, I just said Nomi because I wrote it underneath Nomi's name. Do Orgoth and Boris. So, you, everybody goes crazy, and the gnomes are like, yeah, you did a great job. Lapis, you come downstairs, and you look across, and you see by the back door, his back against the wall, you see Walcott.
Does he see me?
He does not. And he's watching watching Orgoth finish the route. He's just there in his stringy hair. He's kind of like playing with his hair, pulling at it, and very, very just like really focused on what's happening outside. What do you do?
I'm gonna try and slip out the back.
And that's where we're gonna stop for the day.
Ah!
Seeing me. It's gonna. Actually, I have immunity, so fuck it.
Yeah.
Diplomatic
Fuck it.
community.
So fuck it. I'm not even gonna slip out the back. I'm just
Okay.
gonna head over to him. That's what I'm gonna do.
Okay. He looks over, raises an eyebrow, and that's where we're gonna stop for the day.
Something's going down, regardless.
Yeah. Great game. This is going to be part 2 next
This is
time.
fun.
Ah!
Yeah.
I'm like genuinely on edge for Orgoth.
Oh,
Like,
Yeah.
Oh, thank you for the inspiration, Wilvan. Oh
Yes.
my god.
no, I'm glad I
you
redid
got
it.
got some real truths going on.
Yeah, it's getting.
I don't know if you can tell, but the dragon is an asshole.
Show is.
I kind of like him.
Like, I don't know. Is what North said a real truth? Is that gonna fuck with Wilvan at the end? That's the thing.
We'll
I
see.
mean, there's other thing. There's a lot of other things they could say, but they went with that.
Well, let's
Maybe in a moment of panic.
well, let's go around and do our wrap up.
Hey everybody, this is Bill. You can find me on the socials at Bill Roper or at Bill Freaking Roper, depending on where you hang out. And this is what I got going on right now, other than all my home games. And I'm just going to send out some love to Neophet, to my GM and my Star Wars stuff. He's had some medical stuff come up, and so kind of everything's on hold. But get better, brother.
Yep.
And that's it. And oh my god, this is so tense. Like I'm like sweating. I'm so freaking nervous for this fake game world.
Wait a week.
Sheed Calto comes to you, Orgoth, and says, "So, the test of endurance, just so you know, is that it's the same course, only you're hanging from it, and it's how long you can go."
That's gonna be fun.
Will Nomi win this thing?
Nomi will win.
Will she?
He's gonna clinch
Nomi's
it.
already a
No,
winner.
but she's gonna
Come
get
on.
rich from it somehow. So
Yeah.
Hey everyone, this is Jaiden. I was playing Lapis. You could find me on the social Twitter. Please be 18 plus, and my Twitter is at Foxshot Fallout. You could also find me around the Discord. And if you have Final Fantasy 14, you can find me talking about that there, and we can hang out, do some savage runs if I can learn how to do it. League of Legends if you also hate life in general. Never played League of Legends. I love the game. I love the art. I love the characters. I love the lore. It brings out the toxicity in everybody. But at the same time, I fucking love it.
A lot of games do that, man. It's like people can't control themselves.
Yep.
Yeah, but it's fun.
Folks, thanks for listening or watching. This is Ross. I've been playing Wilvan. You can find me on the socials at GriffRM. And I got nothing. Thanks for tuning in. Catch us on Patreon if you're not already on there. There's a lot of cool stuff, including some one-shots from our Netherdeep campaign, as well as our Frost Maiden, and some stuff that you wouldn't otherwise get. There is more to the story if you are not a Patreon member. So if you want to hear it, if you want to be in the know, get to that Patreon. Subscribe. Thanks for being here.
Hey everyone, this is Jaime. I've been playing North Eladrin Roguelock. You can find me on Twitter, and on Twitter you're gonna find the card with every other bajillion social media that I have. You can find me at Suburban Cryptic. Patreon has already been plugged. I'm just gonna say, if you're somewhere where there's wildfire at the moment, stay inside, turn your air exchanger off. If you go outside, wear an N95 at the least. And yeah, stay careful out there, friends.
First off, happy Pride, everyone.
Happy Pride!
Yay.
Happy Pride.
Happy Pride.
My name is Ron Murphy. You can find me on Twitter at Ron88Keys RBDM. Please follow us on Twitter at Severed Sons D&D. Ramen, we've already talked about the podcast and everything. We have a fantastic community. Thank you so much for listening, however you do listen to us. Thank you to Wizards of the Coast, getting a Critical Role, and to all our listeners and our fans. Keep on rolling. Bye, y'all.
Bye.
See you later. Bye.
Bye.
Goodbye. Bye. Goodbye.
Goodbye now.